So you're going for 11K, right?
Yeah. I was in my head about it, but yeah, I missed it 4 times past 2 days. I started getting so mad too, like more than usual, you know. I was like mad at everybody. You're ruining my game. You know, I was just getting too much, man.
Dude,
It's my win. You're jeopardizing it.
Yeah, it's my game, all right.
You did you see the piece of content we did with Seb, the tier list?
Yeah, I did see the one where you ranked his tweets.
Oh, okay, well, I
didn't quite like listen through it, but
Yeah.
I want to see where he ranked. I just skipped to the end, you know.
Yeah.
Ranking.
What I made one for you too. If you want to,
oh,
if you want to do that, okay. we'll do that later on. But I'm
down. I don't really have spicy tweets though. I'm no Seb.
No, it's something else. I think
it's a little
not
different.
tweets. I have a feeling what it is.
I know what it is now too.
I got to know intimately all your poor table abuse, man. That poor thing has gone through some rough rides.
It's a solid table though, you know.
Yeah,
a slam tier list goes hard.
Swedish.
The slam tier list goes hard.
The one with the mouse is actually so
I've
funny.
challenged any Buddhist monk out there. 7 years of Dota solo queue. Tell me how many times you slammed the table. Just tell me. Don't fucking test me. It's not easy, all right?
No, I agree.
Official challenge. Any Buddhist monk YouTubers.
Just come at on it, Buddhist monks.
7-year challenge.
7-year challenge.
Every goddamn day. Yep.
The thing is, I took kind of a break from playing pubs, and like I didn't play for like over a month, or maybe even longer, maybe 2 months. Yeah. And I've never felt more at peace. Like I'm not even memeing. Like I've never felt more at peace in my life. Like when we were in Dubai, I felt so peaceful. I felt so calm. Nothing really mattered. I was just excited about everything. I was excited to meet my teammates. I was excited to play Dota. There was like zero stress in my life. And I realized like all of the stress that I feel from like Dota and like the irritation and anger, it all kind of stems from pubs. Like now that I'm in it again, I'm like, people are telling me I'm being toxic in pubs. That like never happens to me. And I can just, I see it myself too. Yeah, like people are like, what happened to you? You used to be so PMA. And I'm like, am I being toxic? Like, I'm just one of the people now. It's not like I'm not saying vulgar things. I'm just like, you know, telling my mid laner, like, oh yeah, by the way, if I TP to you and you give me your bottle, you get 3 charges. It's like full again. Yeah. And I'm just trying to help out, you know, like maybe slightly passively aggressively, but I want to help out. So yeah, I don't know. I honestly think a Buddhist monk playing Dota for 7 years might perform worse than Gorgc. Like I can see it. You might rage more.
It breaks you. It breaks the strongest wills.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. People think sometimes that the person you are when you're playing Dota is the person you are in real life. It's never the same. Not once. I don't think that applies to anybody.
Yeah. It definitely shows a side of the person, but like some of the nicest people I know, like Slacks. I love Slacks. Yeah. Great guy. Total piece of shit in Dota, man. It brings out the absolute worst in him, right? And that applies to a lot of people that I know that are like really nice guys. Blitz is super toxic. That's another guy. Jack is super toxic.
He's been way better.
Yeah, he's been way better. But how much Dota is he? Is he actually, you know, like playing and grinding? That guy stopped like grinding pubs, I think, a long time ago. You know.
Actually, I hate doing this, but I have to stand up for William. He's been playing more pubs than I've seen him play like in the last 4 years.
Really?
Yeah, he's literally this is the strategy. He loads into the game. I'm sitting next to him right now because my PC kind of broke, so I'm sitting in jab spot. And he just loads into the game. He last picks DK in every game. He buys the same items in every game. He goes 20-0 in every game, and he's just like owning. He's literally owning, and he's like, Aiden, look. This is what it takes for me to lose a game. And then he shows me like his Faceless Void is like 1-12, broke his items, and he's like, we almost won this game though. No, William's playing.
I swear to God, Blitz is in some sort of shadow queue because he's like, I feel like that he's told me that for like years at this point. He goes through his list of ranked games. Oh, look at this, Austin! Look at this. How could I lose this game? Go back through the replay. He's got some beyond godlike by 20 minutes because he's like 2,000 MMR lower than he should be, and then he like still loses the game.
I feel like Dota players are just like poker players, you know, like, oh, he got an ace on the river, honey. It was 1 in 50. You know, like it's always the bad beat stories, you know. You don't remember anything else. You don't remember the one time you lucked out, you know.
On that note, I'm curious actually. Do you feel like even after the the behavior score changes and they like toned it back a little bit, do you feel like your behavior score tanks like unfairly, or do you feel like you get like do you feel like your wards like drop randomly? Like, do you think it's in your head, or do you think like it actually happens? I'm curious like what your experience is with that.
Ever since they changed the behavior score, like when I dropped a lot, I was being like mega reported like every game. And if you looked at the Steam report charts, it was like the same people reporting me that were just queuing into my next game and reporting me again, right? Which is a bit of an issue, right? But as far as I know now, like I'm at 12k. I don't think I deserve even to be at 12k maybe, but and it doesn't move. So right now, I don't know. Maybe Valve hooked me up, but I think like everybody's out of the hellhole now. It seems like to me.
Yeah, I saw your clip that was on Reddit where you said that you hate to admit, but maybe Valve was right that maybe you were being a little bit too toxic.
I have to backpedal a bit because I don't think Valve did right necessarily with their system or anything like that, but it does at least make you think, which is important. And then when you think, you improve a little bit. But yeah, I wouldn't say I'm perfect. That's a little bit too far. How about you guys? Did you guys? You were down pretty low in behavior score. Quinn, did you drop ever, Capitalist and Insania?
I mean, I'm at the lowest I've ever been, and I'm like 11,670. You know, like
okay, yeah.
I don't. For me, it's kind of low, and like I said, like I've been probably more toxic in my pubs now than I usually am. And yeah, I would like to apologize to my one mid laner that I. Yeah,
he's listening right now, by the way.
If he's watching, I'm sorry, dude. It was a bad day for me.
No, your tactic is my favorite personally. Like
The
over explaining super basic Dota concepts like they're 6 years old. You know, that's the best kind of flame for me. But no, I didn't drop at all. But that's only because, like, frankly, I'm in my 30s, and it's kind of a bad look to be like 30 something years old, you know, and yelling at people who are like potentially teenagers. You know, so I had all my rage moments when I was grinding solo queue in my 20s. Now I think I don't care as much. I feel like the last like 2, 3, 4 years I've chilled out a lot. But you know, 10 years ago, I was that guy for sure.
I catch myself all the time, like, holy shit, I'm arguing with a 15-year-old. Like I didn't realize, you know, I'm 30. Yeah. Oh, I hate to admit it, but I am.
Oh, you are? I thought you were way younger, to be honest.
No. I turned 30 last year. I got into the scene a little bit late. Nah, it's fine. I got into the scene very late. You know, I didn't start playing seriously until I was like 24 or something. So
okay. So you recently went to Dream League. We had you there. That went I think pretty well. How was your time at?
Yeah, you
at
missed
Dream
dinner
League?
though. But
I did.
It was fun. Yeah, no, the dinner was great. And the time was great. Like that was the first real day off I had in like 40 days of streaming in a row. It was the first real day off I had. We went to like an escape room, and we went to like, it was fun, you know, had a dinner, went to the gym. I don't know, it was cool. And obviously also the work on the stage, you know, that was fun. It comes pretty naturally after streaming, I guess, but I was definitely nervous when the first minute or two. Those are rough when all the fucking lights are on you. I don't know how Insania felt, but yeah, you're also there.
I mean, I got to do it at TI. And I remember at TI, I was really nervous because I had to go on with Jenkins. And I had watched his, I mean, I had no idea about like how he was going to be. Was he going to behave? Was he going to be like how he is on his like YouTube videos? What was going to happen? You know, I had no clue. And I was really, really nervous. And he like kept doing these bits with me, even though I didn't really know him, where he just like, he stole my nickname. Little bro just like started calling himself Insania, and I had no idea like where is he gonna draw the line. So I was just kind of like a little bit more nervous about that than like being on stage, like talking or whatever. Because I figured that part is like I'm talking about Dota. It's like the one thing in life I think I know how to talk about. But yeah, no, Jenkins scares me.
I think Jenkins scares a lot of people. I think it scares the producers. I think if you're a host coming into Dota and you worked with Jenkins, you would be scared of him. You know, like, what the hell is this guy going to do in this live broadcast? And like, you especially as a host, you have like a certain responsibility for the show, so you would have to like react or cover for him if he does something really shit, So,
But I do have to step in and say, at least I think he's funny. At least
Oh,
like
yeah.
he goes for it. I think it's good.
Dude, I love
Perhaps-
Jenkins now.
Yeah,
He is great. He's actually great.
yeah. I
He's,
didn't really know him until I met him just now in Dream League, but yeah, definitely one of my favorite people to hang out with there.
I think Dota talent wise, like compared to like other esports and talent and stuff, I think the biggest problem is usually not showing enough personality, especially when it comes to doing hot takes. I think that hot takes are like a serious drive for sports commentary in general, right? There's entire like just ESPN is just like full of all of these shows, all these YouTubes, esports casting wise, like they can give a lot more, like stand on your soapbox moments, and I think that's definitely something that is kind of missing in Dota talent wise. So anybody who brings more personality, even if that personality is again like not like hot takes, but like Jenkins, which is just insanity, it's gonna be good, right? Because it's interesting and it gets a reaction out of people. It makes other people interesting too, because they're able to react to something. They can make fun of them, or they can go along with it, or whatever it is. It just makes everybody in the show better because somebody's the wild card, basically.
Yeah,
That's true.
So do you? I remember there was a little thing where you wanted to work TI as talent Gorgc. Did you still want to do that? Do you still aim to do that for this year?
I think I'll try a little bit to at least have like some sort of guest role or guest caster or something. That'd be really fun. I'd also love to have a voice lining game. That'd be awesome, But hey, I'm not really like gunning for it, Like if it comes, it comes. I'll probably hop in a tournament every now and then, do some guest casting, and if Valve likes it or whatever, then yeah, sure, I'll sign up. But honestly, for me, like personally, it's way better for me to just sit at home and stream. That's almost always the answer as a streamer. It's like it's way better just sitting home and streaming, be consistent, co-stream, whatever else. So technically, it's not something that's like good for me necessarily, but I think it would be fun. So I would love to do it.
Do you like this giga grind of like streaming? You said you stream 240 days in a row or something.
Oh yeah.
Do you like that, or do you feel compelled to do it for like the algorithm to keep consistency up, to keep like viewership there, type deal?
I definitely feel compelled to do it. I don't know. The like is a weird word because I feel like when I don't stream, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, what am I done today? Was it worth it today? Every time I ask myself that question, was it worth skipping the stream today to do this? It's usually no. So I end up like anticipating, like feeling like better to stream instead of not, because nothing today is really that fun. It's very rare you can have like a really nice day that makes up for it. It feels like, but it can happen.
I think that's
Interesting.
on that topic. I actually had a discussion with Ted with Pyrian Flax at Dream League that I thought was pretty interesting, and in that line where he talked about how, like, branding wise or streaming wise, it's not worth it to go on these streams, right? Like you would think, like brand awareness wise or whatever, like people get to know you. There's like 30,000 people, 50,000 people, whatever, watching.
Yeah.
You would think that would like, oh, they like you as a person, and then they would find their way to your stream. But it's not actually the case. And in fact, very often, like your regular viewers don't actually follow you to the tournament stream, and they're just like, why aren't you streaming? They don't even know that you're on the tournament stream. And then the people who watch the tournament streams don't even know you stream. He said he had somebody come in. It was like, I've been a big fan of watching all your work on the Dota tournaments. I had no idea you stream. And he's been a streamer for like 10 years at this point.
That's crazy.
Yeah, damn. No, it's true. I wouldn't say like it wasn't like a career move for me to go to Dream League or anything like that. It's more of like I want to stop the brain rot. Like every day, fucking Dota and solo queue, you gotta stop it somewhere. And that's a good excuse to do it, I think.
And I think people really liked having you on too. I mean, I thought it was kind of nice because I was watching from home, and I think like it felt really natural in a lot of ways. And I'm like, I just feel like it would be kind of cool to see more of it, like just streamers in general being on like on the mainstream, like on the cast or whatever. It kind of felt nice. Like at least that's how I felt watching from home.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. I mean, the response was good. At least what I heard, people kind of liked it, which I was surprised. You know, I would say I'm maybe a bit of a polarizing character, where sometimes you know some people like me or they hate me. I noticed now when I was pushing for 11K, I get a little bump in viewership, you know, because everyone's like, "Oh, is he gonna make it? Is he not gonna make it?" Bro, there's a lot of people that don't want me to make it. You know, they come in, they're like, "Come and fucking lose already. Don't win."
Don't win.
Yeah.
I want to win. And as soon as I win, you got carried, man. You this and that.
Mhm.
Your hero is broken. You got lucky. Your opponents suck. There's always like, all right, you know, okay.
Do
You
you
think if you weren't streaming, you'd get way higher MMR?
I don't know how much higher. Like, you know, my ego could be talking. I think a little bit higher is fair, but maybe not like 12, 13K. But, you know, maybe I'd get a few extra 100 points, I think, for sure.
You still think it still matters? Because I feel like I remember like very, very early on when I was playing Han, I felt like if I stream, it would be so distracting to like talk to chat and all this stuff like while I'm playing.
Yeah.
That if I only play, I'm playing so much better. And I feel like
Yeah.
it's still the case for me now. But I imagine like when you stream for as long as you have, and like it's such a like you just do it every day. Like I just imagine like if you play off stream, I don't know if you do, but if you do,
Sometimes.
do you just end up like talking just out of habit?
Nah, I'm not that
Never?
crazy.
No?
Nah, I might
Because
think.
I
like
think
a
I
stream-
would.
I think I
would.
think it, but I don't actually say it. But I do think it,
see.
you know, man.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I die, I look over to the monitor, but there's nothing
Yeah.
there. That might happen.
Jesus.
so the do you rage as much if you play, play the game off stream?
I don't know. Only Dota does this to me ever. Like I don't really play much Dota off stream. Right now, like I'm playing a game called Ballatra. I don't know if you've heard it. It's like it's really fun. Insania caught me mid-session here. I'll probably get back to it later. But like, I never get angry at those kind of games.
You don't scream at the jokers?
No. Well, no, I wouldn't say so.
Well, I guess I was
You
more
thought about
speaking specifically to Dota, and
Yeah,
I guess I was asking, do you at all play up the anger on stream? Because obviously that is a drive for some of the viewers, right? That is part of the entertainment for them, is seeing you get angry, slam the desk. I mean, certain people like Tyler One or Mason obviously play it up a ton. Do you play it up at all, or is that just straight?
I think Mason is a bit crazy, but also, I would say I would play. I would say I'll be surprised how many people think I play it up, but I actually don't. It's not a character or anything I play. I wish it was. I wish I could come here and tell you guys that's not me, guys. I'm much cooler than that. I am so uncool. I just wear my heart on my sleeve and like whatever fucking happens, right? Which is on one hand like nice for people, but also a little bit embarrassing for me. You know, if anybody if I need to get a job one day. Someone Googles me, that's not good. You know, that's not going to be a good look. But no, I wouldn't say I play it up at all. Sometimes if I'm like winning, maybe I'll like be a bit more excited than normal. You know, because it's nice. You know, like you want to share the energy of the room. But that's it. You know.
So when it comes to putting your heart on your sleeve, sort of thing, you speak your mind, I think, quite a bit, and you know, sometimes you know, people will clip it out of context. And I remember there was a clip recently. I'm not trying to get you in hot water or anything, but
all good.
You said like the Dota community is one of the worst communities, and I actually have like I had some thoughts on that when I saw it. I was like, yeah, there's a lot of things that I can agree with in that regard. I was wondering if you had like any context to add to that, because I couldn't. I don't remember going back.
I guess the context is always in some way a loss streak. But also in that loss streak, I was just noticing like I was looking at my chat, people were kind of vile, and then I looked at in game, and like, you know, it was like the 5th game in a row. It was especially I felt matchmaking was weird because I dropped some ranks, and then matchmaking was weird, but I was running into like the same people and they loathed me. So every game there was like 2 or 3 people just flaming me inside the game too, and I was like, that's enough, dude. I can't even escape it in game. Yeah. And then I guess so I was like, bro, what is this? What is happening? What did I do? I don't know these people. It's so weird.
Yeah, I think there's
especially the people in game. Yeah.
There's something about it where I remember the Reddit, some of the community's response was like the Dota community is older. So you would think there's a more mature response, but I almost feel like it's actually worse in some ways, because it's like a lot of people have just gotten stuck in Dota And I think that toxicity that you're talking about. I mean, I stopped playing solo queue for the last like 2 or 3 weeks. I'm like Aiden, way you were saying, man. Like I'm just living a very like chill life right now. You know, whenever I stop playing solo queue for a while, my life does get better. And I think something about that environment, I think, makes everybody worse. You know, like you get into the game, you're feeling all right, but other people feel like shit. They lash out on you. Now you're feeling like shit, and then you lash out on other people, and it's just like it nobody gets away from it. Like it almost feels like if Valve like cut Dota out for like 2 weeks, gave everybody a detox or something like that, and then come back, it would be like the environment would be so much better, because I feel like there's a lot of people are just grinding and it's just nonstop, you know?
Yeah, I mean, also that lashing out you're talking about, I feel like on a lot of people don't understand that. People think like, oh, he's lashing out at me and it's personal, you know, in some kind of aspect. But a lot of people just let it build up, right? Like, for instance, the clip moment of me fucking like, I'll fucking hit my desk. That might be like 8 games in a row where I'm like bottling it in, right? Mm-hmm. It happens that people like lash out, and then, you know, they take it out on somebody that didn't really deserve it, or a mouse or a keyboard, you know, or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, as a chronic toxic person for a long time, like, I think the reason why a lot of people get so mad at the game, or what I realized for myself anyway, and then sort of extrapolated towards other people, is the game just takes so much effort and you put so much time into it over such a long period of time that it just takes a big chunk of your self-worth. So when things go badly, like, there's some part of your brain that if you're not really, really aware of it, you're just like, I need to defend my ego. I put so much time into this game and now I still suck. Like, your subconscious just having a panic attack that's just melting. And so I, at least, you know, lash out like a child.
Yeah, I fully agree with that. I mean, I was actually a little bit in therapy like a few years ago, 3-4 years ago. And it was with Dr. K. It was off stream, you know, I was talking to him, and he gave me the best advice. I feel like that, I mean, a few things stuck with me, right? And one of the big ones was like, if you attach too much of your ego to the game, humans are pretty simple. Just do other things outside the game, like find a hobby, go to the gym, so your entire life is not one thing. And I think a lot of Dota players, even pro players as well, suffer from that. And they would do good if they found like anything else they could be proud of or good at, you know?
I can super agree with this. As someone that like used to play literally every day, every single day, no matter what, only play. And I always thought like, you know, like the dead inside, play Dota all day. Like life is only distraction. I just need to play the game. Every game I play makes me better. Like that kind of mindset. It was like the worst. Because your feeling of self-worth would be equivalent to the amount of MMR you gained or lost in a day. If you went 50-50, day is dog shit because you gained nothing. If you lost, oh my god, like bury me today. And then like if you won, that's like the expected outcome. So there was no winning for your like mental state. It was just always bad.
It owed me these wins, so that it doesn't matter. Like I don't deserve to be happy. It just owed me.
Yeah. And then like once I found other things in life that, like, for example, like I like to talk about going to the gym, like RuneScape, you know? It's like every single day I go, I'm making progress. No matter how shitty I am, even if I lift like 1 kilogram, you know, whatever, I'm gaining some XP. And like every day I'm like building myself permanently for life. And I feel like that's the kind of thing that you need to have to balance out like the pubs. Because if I gain permanent XP, every day is like progress in the right direction. Whereas like the pubs, it's like up and down, you know? It cannot be like the only source of like kind of happiness or whatever, like self-worth or whatever word you want to choose to describe it with. Because I think that it's really tough. Really, really, really tough if you don't have that.
So based off of that advice from Dr. K, what did you
add
to your life?
From him or like in general?
Just like, did you try and put more work into certain hobbies or relationships? Or?
Yeah, definitely have put more work into relationships, I would say in general. Also, like half a year ago, I started a gym challenge with Grubby, and I've kept it up since. So I'm still going to the gym pretty regularly. I tweaked my back a little bit recently, but I was in yesterday. I'm starting to get into it again. No more ego lifting, so now we're back on track. I told myself like I don't know about you guys, but like I saw everybody has music when they go to the gym, right? And I never had any music, so I was just in the gym listening to whatever the fuck shit they're playing. And then I was like, all right, I'll try some music, right? And I went in and I put on my music, and I got too pumped, you know. And I started like swinging these fucking dumbbells, you know, and I injured myself. So I don't know.
Classic.
For me, working out is like a good way to like exercise like any anger that I'm holding in. So I can definitely resonate with that. Like, yeah, definitely. If I'm trying to get my anger out, might get a little overzealous and hurt myself in the process. Yeah.
It humbles you really fast. Like when you go to the gym angry or whatever, like, oh, I'm so angry, I could do so much right now. And then you start doing pull-ups, and after 6 you're like, oh shit, I'm so weak, I don't want to do anything anymore. I give up.
So when it comes to community, so you came in to as a streamer, like you were friends with Sing and stuff, and since then he's become a variety streamer. And I remember one comment that he made was that like how being a variety streamer, I don't know the exact numbers, but let's say like having a quarter of the viewership as a variety streamer was actually more valuable than being a Dota streamer. Is that something that you've thought about at all? Like, what are you going to do if, you know, you stop enjoying Dota or whatever? Have you thought about like trying to do more variety stuff, or what you're going to do in that regard?
Yeah, I think it's definitely an option. I mean, for now, I think I enjoy Dota. I'm a bit addicted to like the grind of it. It's very hard being a variety streamer. It's like I feel like I have a lot of respect for switching. It takes a lot of courage, you know, like dropping your viewership that much and like saying fuck it. But the hard part is like it's very nice having an A game because you can like go to it every day. I don't have to think or anything. Like I feel like it would be stressful to think like, oh my god, what game should I play today? You know, always have to maybe do something different every week or every 2 weeks. I think it's very comfortable being where I am now. I think money-wise, yeah, if you have less viewers than any other game, you're doing fine. You know, like Dota is. I hate to say it, but Dota are like broke people mostly. You know, not all, but it's a lot of broke people watch Dota, and that's fine. You know, except when Battle Pass comes out, we have savings then. You know,
nobody wants to spend money on streams or esports, but goddamn hats, man. That's when the pocketbook comes out.
Yeah, no, but I get plenty of support. I'm very lucky. I'm very I'm at the close to the top of it, right? I don't think a lot of people can do it in compared to other games.
Yeah. You guys want to talk about the patch? They just dropped a patch. We got a D patch that just got dropped today. It was not Crownfall. Which
okay,
I think.
Can we talk about this, by the way?
Yeah,
I love hijacking podcasts.
No.
What the hell is going on? Because everybody's like, "Oh my god, it's coming today, tomorrow," and I'm like, yeah, I kind of bought into it too. Yeah, oh yeah, they told us it's coming. Nobody said anything. They never said there was coming. Like, I looked at all the fucking blog posts. I looked at all the fucking comments they made. I looked at everybody's like, no, an announcement video, Ringmaster. And I was like, look at the announcement video. It's not there either. It just says 2024. And then like, oh, but Tsunami said it comes soon. That means it's now, right? And I don't know. I feel like everybody convinced themselves, my chat included, like that it was coming now. You know, no matter what, Crownfall is coming now. I don't know what you guys feel. You guys thought it was coming, or?
I thought it was not coming. I thought it would not be soon. That was just sort of the word. Like, there's like the upper level, like the Reddit and like people typing in Twitch chat of like it's here, it's here. And then like I think a little bit below that, like the feeling among like players that I talked to and stuff was like, yeah, it's not coming soon.
Yeah, okay.
Why do you think that is? Like, why do you think players didn't think it was coming?
It's possible if people like hear. I mean, it's just kind of like word on the street. Like you hear something, somebody who you feel like knows something says like, "Yeah, I heard it's not coming soon." Like maybe they know somebody, you know, and then that kind of just gets passed around. I feel like like playing telephone is just how that stuff goes around a lot of the time. Is somebody knows somebody and they say something and then just and suddenly everyone believes the same thing.
Can I ask something to you guys, Quinn and Insania? How much do you guys? I don't know how much you can say, but do you guys have any impact on what gets patched and not? Do you talk at all to Valve or no? Or can you talk about that even if you were?
I think over all my years of playing Dota, I've only ever talked to Valve about one thing, and like where I had they asked me like, "What's your opinion on this?" So I'm not really that kind of guy.
Okay,
but I'm sure there are people out there that are like, they get asked more and they're like more in contact and they're more opinionated, and like I'm just not like that. I'm more of the kind of guy that just like let the patch drop and then, you know, whoever cooks up the nicest stuff is like the victor. I'm not that bothered by like what do they change, what should they change. I don't really have like strong opinions like that. I think,
Okay.
except maybe like, when something is obscenely broken.
Yeah.
I talked to them about bug stuff.
Mm.
There's like when Pango was the role or whatever when you got stuck on Mars Arena or it killed it or something
Yeah.
some crap.
Yeah.
Or like the bug where like when you all chatted or you could type in console some stuff so you could type when you were chat banned. Like random stuff that like I just don't think Valve knows about. I'll message them about it so that they just are aware the bug exists. Like model blocking and stuff. I don't think they knew model blocking existed. I don't think the thing they put in was specifically for model blocking, but
Yeah.
I think that was part of it. Like because they were
Yeah.
like people would like talk to them and told them like, "Yo, model blocking is a thing." I don't think it should be a thing.
Yeah. It's model blocking is like when a primal beast stands in front of a range creep, right, and doesn't let you deny it.
Yeah, he abuses how he can biggest hitboxes or whatever.
Yeah.
That's
and
I've
33's
talked to them
fault, right? I
about
don't
hero
know.
stuff, like
Yeah.
some over the years, but not that much.
Okay.
Yeah, it used to be quite the thing, right? Ice Frog used to reach out to like a lot of different pro players. I mean, back then there wasn't even coaches and stuff like that, but he reached out to like a number of pro players and talent and stuff like that, and they would run like patches and stuff by. I wonder how much they do it now, because at least from my like I used to have these conversations a long time ago, like 3-4 years ago, but I haven't had one of those in a really long time. So I wonder if he stopped doing that, or if they just stopped asking me specifically, or the people that I know. But it is curious.
Do you think
how
it
they
creates
decide
bias?
to balance?
Like, do you think it's unfair if, say, a certain player is asked more often, they like leverage their input. Now suddenly their heroes are getting buffed and other teams' heroes are getting nerfed. Like, I can see a world where it's like a little scary, and maybe that's why they backpedaled.
Yeah, maybe.
I can just say from like in Han, because in Han I was literally like on the beta testing team, so like
oh boy,
it was
now it explains a lot, Aiden.
no, but like genuinely in Han they like basically if you were a pro player they wanted you to be on these like teams and play these like super beta games that nobody wanted to play, because yeah, I mean pro players back then, big ego, small understanding of how like whatever. Point being, I was there and I know what it was like. And I think like at that time, for sure, you made sure the game moved in a way that you liked. Because it was like, no matter what you say, no matter who you are, your opinions on Dota are subjective. Like there's no like, I'm going to like some stuff about Dota that like, maybe somebody else doesn't like. Maybe I like the way Gladiators play and I hate the way Spirit plays. And then like my opinion, or like I hate the way Tundra plays. And then I'm going to be like very biased towards like, I like this stuff and I want this stuff should be good and this stuff isn't good, so the patch is bad. And I think this kind of thing, like, no matter what, will dominate like your opinions on things. And in Han, for sure, 1,000,000%, I think like having pro players have too much say was like a bad thing. Because it just ended up becoming like we just look for stuff that we want. And this sort of gameplay that we like is the direction that we try to push the game for.
You saying you killed Han and Senya?
I single-handedly killed Han
God
after
damn.
earning the most money in the game.
The man dominated and then just blew it up and moved on to a different game. Damn.
No, but yeah, I think that it's fine. I mean, in my mind, the best way to do it is either you have retired pro players, like let's say they hire Matu, or they get Matu to join like their super beta tester team, and he's just part of that, where he has like no personal gain kind of from being biased and having like a biased view on like this is how I think the game should be played. Venomancer, Broodmother, Lone Druid, buff them all, like then it's like fine, because then he's like one of the plebs, same as everybody else. Or you just leak specific things to pros. Like let's say I'm buffing Pango. I'll message Quinn and be like, hey, I'm changing this about Pango. What do you think? How will this impact the hero? And then like
I'm doubling the duration of the role. What do you think?
I've heard of that happen before, where there's a certain hero that's changed, and someone has messaged about it. Like, what do they think about the change? Not if it's like if the hero needs to be buffed or nerfed, but just like this way of nerfing the hero.
Yeah,
I think that was something that Ice Frog was always good at. I remember like I would say, this is how I feel about the game. Like, this is how I feel about like this hero or something like that. And then maybe I would give a suggestion. And I remember my suggestions were never taken. But he would always change the hero in a different way. You know, that was like a little bit more. And I think that was something that made Ice Frog always quite good at balancing. I don't know if he still does it, but I think he was the best game developer when it came to balance in that regard. And he was always like a little bit outside the box of thinking of like how to be able to change a hero without just straight up like, oh, this does too much damage, right? It always came around of like making the hero weaker in some other way so it still maintained its strength while, exposing a weakness about the hero, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, something I find really interesting, like just since we started talking about Han, I feel like what's really cool about Dota Balance is like if you look at any hero, there will be eras in time where every single spell of the hero was like the spell. Like, I mean, I don't know, like you look at Batrider, like for some period of time, it's like Sticky Napalm is just broken. Your Sticky Napalm is like the key spell that makes this hero what it is. Then Sticky Napalm is nerfed to shit. And now Firefly is like all the rage, like holy shit, Firefly is so good. Or Lasso is like broken, so we play this hero as a mid hero to get it online, and we just lasso people over and over again and get kills that way. Yeah. Or Flamebreak is Imba. And I think it's really cool that as a game developer, you're able to like make the hero centered around every single one of these spells, and he's really cool in all four ways.
Yeah.
And I feel like that requires an incredible amount of skill and something that like in Han, we were never close to that ever. Every hero was just the one spell, always like never ever was it anything else.
Yeah.
And I think that speaks like really highly to like Valve's ability to make like interesting changes that are creative and make you find new ways to play heroes, which is awesome.
I think there are. I mean, especially Ice Frog is definitely like a savant where it comes to this kind of stuff. It's no doubt about it. I had a question for you guys, by the way. You can cut this later if you want. But do you guys want to look at the patch notes together, or do you guys keep that like between your team type of thing? Is that more of a team type of thing? Because I had one question here, because I had to peek at the patch notes. Why the hell? Just this one change. These changes scare me the most. Base damage on Sanking increased by 6. What the hell is that? That's a big number, 6. I feel like that's unhinged. Am I crazy here? You guys can't talk. You guys are playing tomorrow. You guys can't talk about it.
I mean, Quinn's not. Quinn's not.
He's
Dude,
playing tomorrow.
Leak the beans. Leak the beans.
Yeah.
I mean, 6 is a big number. Chen didn't get nerfed.
No.
Everything else is like mild. I mean, a lot of stuff has impact, but it's like sort of shmeeshum. I don't know if Sanking will be broken. The hero was unpicked. So to me, like, I mean, just sort of in that vein, I don't have issue whenever heroes that are trash are buffed in like seemingly big ways. Because like maybe like I mean the hero's issue is his laning phase is like abysmal, like beyond belief, right? He just cannot get out the lane. So even if it's a good Sanking game, like he's just gonna get turbo stomped at anything. So you give him some damage. Maybe he can get out the lane now, like, and then he can actually be a Dota hero that exists. Like I'll never complain about really bad heroes getting buffed. And maybe Sanking wasn't that bad. Maybe he was underpicked and this was too big of a buff. Who knows? But there will always be like swings inevitably in Dota. And my philosophy always just comes back to like I just think it's nice if the heroes that are too strong are mid worse and the heroes that are bad are made better, and we're bringing things toward a middle point somewhat, right?
Yeah.
So Sanking getting buffed, like how much is buffed? Like if it's buffed, that's cool for me.
Let me read you another patch note, Quinn. Strike count decreased from 4 to 3. Damage per strike from 25, 45, 65, 85 to 30, 90, 60, 120. Thoughts? Pangolier, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think the hero will be dead.
Okay.
The thing is, it's funny. I think they have to be they try to be really careful nerfing this hero because it's terrible in every sector except for professional play. It's awful. If you look at the Dota Plus, like the win rates, where it tracks the win rates, in every single bracket is the lowest win rate hero or the second lowest win rate hero. Every single one. Yeah. It's like 39% win rate. It's up below 40. It's like abysmal. So they can't nerf the hero that much, or just no one will play it except for professional play.
Okay, Quinn, I'm gonna call you out here. Is this something that you yourself discovered, or was this something that you talked to somebody at Valve and they pointed out to you?
I have been told this by multiple people. I did not come up with this
okay.
myself.
Oh, okay. Because that sounds like something. I remember there was like a Valve number about like it was something random like if you buff a hero like by 1 strength or 2 strength or something like that, its win rate goes up like a certain percent of amount. I remember it was such like a specific stat number that you don't really think about as like a pro player is the win rate across all of these other ranks and stuff like that, and like how these minutia effects can have like the effect it has on the lower ranks, right? It might not do anything for the pro play, but it might actually have like a pretty big, impact on like the lower ranks and stuff like that. And Pango's a great example of that, right?
I'll tell you one
Yeah,
thing.
that's not my info.
If you give a hero 6 base damage, that win percent is crazy. I feel like that number is unhinged. I'm so scared of seeing this beetle thing coming and clicking me on the lane now. Like fuck that, dude. I'm terrified of tanking.
I mean, the thing is, I think like this is at least my impression that like some heroes they're just not allowed to be good, and
I agree with
like
that.
like Sanking is definitely a hero that gets to be good for 2 weeks. Like trust me, if this 6 base damage is like out of control, little bros in the dumpster in like 2 weeks, we're getting a fucking E patch. They're not gonna hold. They're not gonna wait. Like Sanking is just not allowed to be a good hero.
Yeah,
it's.
But
yeah.
why not? Why not? Sanking was such a staple of an offlaner for so long. I feel like
I
he's
love
like,
Sanking.
Yeah, I feel like he's not a hero that has some sort of like crazy mechanic that makes it so when he's OP, it's super oppressive. Like
W when it's
Tinker,
broken
Arthur type
is
hero.
really annoying. I will say. But
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
there was that one patch that was really frustrating. But I agree. I mean, this is a thing. There are some heroes that they will not make bad, and other heroes they will not make good. That is for sure a thing. And maybe it's just because they can't figure out a way. Like they without like just making the numbers stupid, they cannot find a creative way to like make the hero fit. And fair enough. I'm for sure a way worse balancer than anyone who works on the game. Like I'm insanely bad at it. I know like if something is too strong or too weak, but how to make it better or worse, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That can be tough, I think.
I mean, I think it's hard to do it in creative ways, like in other ways than like, because I know we talked about this last episode, but like the whole problem of like, some heroes just deal 70 base damage and you deal 39, and XD lol. Why am I even playing this hero? I deal 39 damage. I cannot get any CS.
Hold on.
And
Control F Oracle. Oh, no changes. I'm sorry, Aiden.
Yeah, so like I can fix Oracle to be a strong laning hero. That's not the problem. But how do I like do it in a way that's not stupid? And it's not like
plus 7 base damage.
It's not plus 20 base damage. Like I'm treant now. Like haha XD, come to my lane. And I think that's like and like some heroes some heroes are just meant to be bad. I feel like it's also kind of a thing, and I think it's like it's nice to have cycles of heroes. We don't need every hero to be good at all times, and I think that's like the ideal state where it's like kind of cycled a bit, or like I don't know. Makes it more interesting for people.
I think killing heroes is good. I agree. Like I think when a hero is too good for too long, it should be killed. Like what they remember in the oh ho ho ha ha patch, like what they did to Sniper. I don't remember what they did, but I remember they took that hero and they put him in the grave for like 10 years. He was unpickable for like forever. Like since 6.83 till like now, the hero was unpickable. This is like the first patch in 10 years where he's been pickable. Like that's maybe a little too far.
Some sort of necromancer raising the Sniper mid from the dead.
Yeah, that's maybe a little too long, but I do think the concept of like, okay, this hero's been good for a long time. People are sick of it. Let's make it awful. Like I personally like that.
Yeah.
And I think that's where like they're attempting to do that, the Pango swashbuckle specifically, right? It's like if you nerf Diffusal Blade or Maelstrom or something too much, like the swashbuckle becomes useless, so they lower the charges, right? They make it from 4 to 3. They're attempting to make it so that mechanic isn't like insane without killing the items that make him OP, but it's probably not going to work.
Cap, someone at Valve's like son favorite hero is Pango. That is the sole reason why this hero always gets nerfed. It's like every nerf also comes with a slight bit of a buff.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
It is very double-sided. It's true.
Like Pango's the one hero that will never ever be nerfed.
Yeah.
Like if you're if you're 13 years old and you're watching this podcast and you want to become a professional Dota player, just go play Pango. Play 1,000 games of Pango. don't worry, you will not get patched out. Your hero will be Imba 10 years from now. Don't worry about it.
I see
It will be good.
Gabe Newell has a son called Gray Newell. So you're saying Gray Newell is a Pango player? Is that what you're saying?
Gray Newell's my best friend.
So suffice to say, you don't think the Pango nerf is going to be enough nerf, quote unquote, because it actually does do more damage at level 4.
I mean, only time will tell. I'm, like I said, not very good at reading these patches.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna pick it tomorrow morning?
Oh shit!
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Hey, we're not going to release the podcast immediately, so it's not like nobody's going to know tomorrow morning when
I'm
you see.
scrolling through this patch note. By the way, I'll put money on the fact that this was written in 1 week, just because everybody was whining so fucking much. Like, I feel like this was a very small patch, actually. It's not the crown fall basically at all, but yeah, it was a very small.
Okay, Gorgc.
Yeah.
And what do you think? Like my team, because I don't know if you guys already talked about it on Gliders, but we already talked
wait.
about that.
First of all, you need to sign a contract for a general manager first. I'm gonna need a salary, and I'm gonna
No,
need benefits.
I'm curious
all
what
right?
you think we thought was the biggest and most important, like impactful change in the patch.
You mean
this
line or
patch.
hero?
Just like which like patch note do you think like our team went the most like?
Obviously, the stacking neutral camps and the sanking bonus damage. Neta brought it up if you've talked about it, and then. Also, I think everybody's gonna pick up Royal Jelly now. I mean, I don't know. I didn't look through all the patch and say, all right, you put me on the spot here. I mean, I know.
Curious.
I'm gonna go with those 3 things.
I see.
One of those 3. What do you think?
I mean, I can't say. I'm just curious.
But wait, but it's 3 things though. Maybe, or all of the above.
I can just say there was a lot of talk about Rapier.
Oh
the
yeah,
Rapier
the Rapier's. I feel like the change is whack. I don't know. It makes it toggleable from physical to magic. Like you can do some cool stuff, but I feel like that's kind of like, what, you're trying to be in a WoW Dota clip? Like, relax, little bro.
I mean, they just made it worse, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it directed at like the interaction with
Revenant's Brooch.
Yes.
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 They got rid of one-shotting because I mean, which is good. That crap is so stupid, actually. Holy crap!
I didn't get why they did that and the Revenant's Brooch, because it felt like they were both targeted at PA. You know, I felt like you could have done one or the other, but they did both.
I'm down with it. Screw that combo.
Yeah.
Oh, I almost saw it today.
Is it too soon to talk about the Tormentor, or nah?
Wait, what?
Yo, relax.
That's all
we lost that game because we played. But to be honest, even after he died to Tormentor, it actually kind of worked out well for us because they pushed and died, and then we should have won the base push, but we just played the sequence bad. I think that ended up being good for us, the Tormentor death. We just messed up
actually,
after.
I think so. Yeah, baited them.
I mean, it was also good for Duraccio brand wise, because now getting Duraccio means something that is just like really unlucky. You know, that wasn't his fault. So you like forever like getting Duraccio. That's what people are going to think of is that moment. You know.
Yeah, I mean, even beyond like, he died unlucky. It's like I just think the mechanic of one-shotting people is just bad. Like, like it's just really boring. Like, okay, I guess I don't exist. Like, it just whoop. Like, I don't know. I just don't like that mechanic.
Yeah, I'm gonna make you guys have an editor for these podcasts or what?
I do the editing for the podcast because it doesn't need very much, but
so I'm gonna make you work for it.
Okay.
Cue in the patch note.
Okay.
Helm of the Overlord. Dominate now, grasp the caster gold, the bounty of the dominated creep. That's like a fucking Midas built into that shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's I see the smile on Insania's face. That's what 33 talked about for 40 minutes.
Dude, at 33, of course he wanted. He was like,
that's
damn.
all he talked about. Guys, you got so much gold.
I mean, that's just one of those like first.
That is gonna buy Dom, use it, sell it, and then
Let's go. Now that sounds pretty fun. I don't know if still Dom is a dog shit item, but at least that makes it a little bit more viable. Free gold.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that good.
Well, you said that Chen didn't get. You said Chen didn't get nerfed at all.
Quinn didn't, but I think Chen is like the worst hero in the game now. Like, how do you even play it? It's like -3
Yeah.
armor at level 1 on your E.
3?
Like
Holy shit.
3, it's just 9 armor. Like I don't even know what does this spell even
I'm gonna
do?
tune
You
in
only make
tomorrow.
your-
and
Like,
Don't
first
plan it
pick
tomorrow.
Chen.
Like-
They're not gonna
like
pick it.
I don't know, guys. Like imagine. Okay, but actually, Chen might just be shit. We don't know. Chen might just be terrible.
Bro, he got
And-
picked like one time in the
Bro.
Dream League and he won in like 6 seconds.
Chen has not been played for 3 months. Nobody knows what Chen looks like.
I
Chen
feel
is
like
like,
that happens.
what
a
does
lot
Chen
in
look
Dota.
like?
Yeah,
Chen's on
I
a
feel like
milk
that
carton
happens a lot in
somewhere.
Dota, right? I feel like that happens a lot in Dota, where people the fear of something just consumes people. Because I feel like I remember before Dream League in pubs, you would never see a Furion. It's like it was impossible. If someone let through Furion, you were being flamed. You're like, oh my god, you should have picked it. You should have.
Yeah.
But in pro games, you guys kind of showed like it's not that broken, and then people are like, all right, maybe we don't need to be terrified of it. That's kind of what it happened. Maybe the pubs need to tell you it's not that scary with
Yeah.
Chen. I don't know.
I mean, I
I'm
feel
not
like
sure.
this was the experience with Doom, and was Doom permanently banned in Bet Boom? I think Dacha. It's like this hero just didn't exist. It was banned every single game.
Was that
And then,
pre or
like-
post nerf?
Pre-nerf, right?
Yeah, I think it was.
And then I
pre.
think it was nerfed after. And then like
Yeah.
suddenly the hero is like the worst hero in the game. Like nobody wants to play it. Like
Yeah.
you couldn't pay teams money to pick Doom in
Yeah.
like Dream League at some point. And I feel like Chen might just be the same. Chen might just be trash. And we all just like, Celery played it one time and we're like, holy shit, this hero's imba. And it's just Celery. Like it's not actually like the hero being broken. It's just some players popping off.
Give Puppy Chen tomorrow and see what happens. That's all I gotta say. Give
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, welcome back to qualifiers, Aiden.
Thank you.
How's? Sorry.
Oh shit, you're playing as him tomorrow, so that was like
Yeah.
too direct. Honestly, that was not.
I don't think I play Puppy specifically.
You
If
play.
you both win, don't you
Hanskin.
guys? Is that not tomorrow?
Hanskin. I think we only play Hanskin tomorrow if we win. If we
Oh.
lose, we don't know who we play it. Because that will be another team that needs to lose, I think.
I see.
How
Are
well?
you
You're not on the same
excited
part of the bracket
to play
as,
the qual-
Secret.
Oh, sorry. Quinn,
Oh no, there's nothing.
are you excited to play qualifiers? What's your feeling about it? It's been a while since you played them, right? Or like,
I was telling Quinn on Cap before we started, but it's like we've had so much privilege for so long that I've kind of forgotten what this is like.
Mhm.
And like I remember when we made it to Kuala Lumpur, or we made top 4 in Kuala Lumpur. It was like, you guys are invited to this, and that event. And we're like, oh, great. We're just invited for like everything for the rest of the year. Don't have to play any qualifiers. Awesome. And then like, now it's like 2 months later and we're not invited anymore. And now we need to play quals because we played poorly. But I think it's kind of nice to get to play more Dota because I think we're at a point where we definitely need to. But it is a little bit nerve-wracking to like not make Dream League and consequently maybe not qualify to Riyadh through points.
Mhm.
So stakes feel high, but I'm happy to play Dota, honestly. Like it's nice to get to play more when you're doing poorly, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad we don't have to play the qualifiers because we get a little bit of a break. But like, there's also a part of me that is like, playing them would probably be good for us right now. To be honest.
Do you think like pro players they get a little bit lazy when you don't have to play qualifiers? They don't grind as hard as pubs, like in pubs, or is it just the amount of games or quality games, so to say?
That definitely
Mm.
happens sometimes.
Yeah.
It's also like officials are a different kind of practice than scrims. Even like
Okay.
the people take it more seriously, and you'll take the losses more harshly, or even the wins like you'll scrutinize more. Like I think you'll tend to squeeze more out of it because people will care a bit more, and so there's like
Yeah.
more. There's a magnifying glass put a lot closer to it as you're trying to like pick apart things, and you'll like learn and improve more. I think from officials than you do from scrims.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
probably something that gets worse over time, right? Like the more history you have as a team, especially if you've experienced success. I have to imagine when you first start off as a team, you play those scrims, you scrutinize the hell out of them, right? But like a year later, when you guys have been through a lot of stuff, you're playing the same scrims again. Probably hard to like take them as seriously, right?
I got $1 million idea for y'all. All right. I'll be the host. Listen, hear me out. I'll host a Scrim League. All right.
Oh,
Prize
shit.
pool, whatever. We can talk about it. let's say it's 50k, all right? I'll throw it in. 50k, and then I get to look at your scrims, and there's going to be like a leaderboard, you know? And whoever wins the most scrims at the end of the year, bam, you know, they get a fucking paycheck, you know? And then people actually care about their scrims. I made that happen. And, you know, what do you think?
I think
you guys
Batum's
hate
gonna
having-
get 50,000 US American dollars at the end of this year.
Zimbabwe dollars, maybe, if it goes badly, if the viewership's not good.
Yeah. I mean, for sure, we're not winning that money. I can tell you that much. I think our scrim record, like, actually, okay. When Nisha first joined our team, I think we had like a 98% scrim win record, and our only loss or losses was to, or actually, I don't know if it's the same when the podcast on, but to Quinn. Yeah. Well, I think we only lost to Gladiators, and this was before Lima. And I think like ever since then, our scrim win rate has gone like down, plummeting. Like I think at some bootcamp we were at like 20% scrim win rate, something like that.
It didn't
Overall,
go back
like,
up when you guys
20
picked
and
up 33. It just continued to be
No, I think our scrim win rate is probably at it like right now or like this last period has been at its lowest ever. But I might be wrong. How
do you guys feel about in general though, jokes aside though, like would you guys like if someone publicized your scrims, is that like a really bad thing? Or it's like not a big deal? Or what is the feeling on that?
I think it would be pretty problematic with how Dota is right
it's
now.
pretty bad, I think.
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
Like if it got out that somebody was like leaking scrims, nobody would scrim them. Like they would actually be like blacklisted by every team.
So the scrim league is not happening, is what you're saying.
Okay, one of my friends actually had an idea.
At that point, right?
Yeah, that's true.
One of my friends had an idea that I thought was kind of interesting. So this was what he told me. He's like, what if there was like a matchmaking where you queue up as 5, like you sign up as like Team Liquid, and you sign up as Gaming Gladiators, and you know like between 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. where people are gonna queue in the system. When you queue the game, you don't know which you're gonna get queued up against another team. So let's say like we're gonna queue up against Gladiators. All the names are blanked out. You don't know who you're playing against, and you just get to do a draft. You get to play a 5v5, and then done, game's over. And then you queue again. You get another team. Like maybe it's the same team, maybe it's not. You don't really know, and you just run it. And like, how would it be if there was like a scrim system like that, where you could just kind of like queue matchmaking, but for scrims, kind of. And it would be all anonymous, and you wouldn't know who you're playing, and you like obviously they wouldn't know that they're playing you either. Thoughts?
I think that's kind of cool. I don't hate it. It seems like kind of hard to implement, but
I think you'd figure it out really fast who you were
Like
playing.
who you're playing, yeah.
No,
Yes,
but
I mean,
it's
so fast.
But
Yeah.
wouldn't
Perfect
people
Doom,
like?
I wonder who that is. Perfect Magnus, I wonder who that is. Like, it's
But would you like
Protect
if this
Mango.
format existed and you were anonymous Quinn and there's no money on the line, you guys maybe wouldn't first pick your best heroes then. Maybe you would try something new every game ish.
I mean, I think there's multiple schools of thought about that.
Yeah.
We, for instance, go through periods where we're like trying stuff in scrims. We're picking like heroes that aren't as good, and then we lose the scrims. We're like, why are we picking bad heroes and losing scrims? Can we not just like practice the gameplay and then like the heroes we just slot them in, we're like playing well. And like, let's get to the point where we're playing well, or we're winning games and stuff, and we're like confident in our gameplay. And we go back and forth as 100 million times. We lose scrims because we pick bad heroes. And like, okay, pick good heroes. We pick good heroes. We win scrims. We're like, all right, we're playing pretty well. We can pick bad heroes now. Pick bad heroes, lose scrims.
Yeah.
And we can do this Ouroboros perpetually as we get more and more frustrated.
Mm.
Do you know like the scrim philosophy of other teams in that regard? Do you ever get a peek behind the curtain? Like, did you feel like you knew that about Gaming Gladiators and that cycle that they go through?
I can tell. Because
Yeah.
usually when you scrim them, like when they're like, you like look at it, and you're like, this is kind of crazy. I know Tofu said something. He's like wanting to play some hero, and then like, like you can kind of tell. And then like they lose next game. It's first pick Pango. You're like, okay, I see how it is. I know a lot of teams think we like intentionally ruin scrims. Like they think like we're just like. At least last year, I know I was told this by a lot of people. They're like, "Why are you guys like playing like complete noobs in scrims? Like, why are you ruining scrims for us?" And I'm like, "We're really not. We're just trash." And they're like, "Bro, like 1 week later, you're getting second place at the event. Like, what's going on? Like, there's no way." But I think that's kind of just our team. I don't know. I think we actually put more weight into scrims now than we did last year. But yeah, no, I feel like there was like zero weight into our scrims, and I think teams kind of realized that. We were just kind of testing ideas and seeing what we can steal, and a lot of stuff for us is just it was seeing if we can overcome certain humps. Like let's say Chen is broken, we're gonna give every single team Chen, and test 14 different answers, and then most of the time you're gonna get rolled because Chen is broken. But then like eventually maybe you find something, and then that leads you to going really deep in a tournament because you know how to beat this one hero that nobody else knows how to beat.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
All right, I'm kind of wrapped up. Do you guys have anything else you guys want to talk about?
Let's do some tier list.
Okay.
Because I need to go to bed soon.
Okay. Aiden's got to go to bed soon, so we're going to wrap up the podcast here. We are going to do a piece of bonus content. You guys will see that later. But thanks for watching. All Chat Gorp, thank you so much for coming on to the podcast. Anything you want to say before we close it out?
No, thanks for having me. And also, if you guys run into me in pubs, please feed me a little bit because I'm feeling bad right now. So thank you, Quinn and Sania, and Cap, if you're pubbing.
I am not in Europe, and I am not in your MMR range.
God damn it.
Also, Gorgc
Or
streams
carry
every
me.
single day on twitch.tv/Gorgc. Make sure to tune in.
Thank you, Sania.
You're welcome.
I always forget.
Drop your prime.
The second best streamer right there, Insania, also streams pretty often, I think. And Quinn, have you streamed lately? You've streamed a little bit.
I stream for like an hour and a half every once in a while at like 4 a.m.
Oh, okay, all right. Good times.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys next time for.
I'm retired.
We'll see you guys next time for the podcast. I'm trying to close out the podcast for you, Aiden. What the hell are you doing to me?
I'm sleepy.
I'm too tired. My brain doesn't work.